Hey everyone, welcome back to my Pokemon Prism walkthrough. I'm your host, DiogenZ. And as a reminder, this is a ROM hack of Pokemon Gold on the Game Boy Color. So, in the last episode, we received our first Pokemon, which was Larvitar. Very unusual for the Pokemon series overall, but that's the beauty of ROM hacks. And we also made it over to the first city, Caper City, which seems to be blanketed in snow. So this is what snow looks like, guys, in the second generation graphics. And we're headed on Route 70 north. And this guy likes himself. Really likes himself. But this is what snow looks like before the 4th gen and before Snow Point City. I believe Snow Point City was that, yeah. It's funny how badly I remember the Sinnoh region's cities and towns. It wasn't my favorite region. Oh, but this region certainly has lots of wild Pokemon, huh? Jeez. But that's the beauty of the borders, is that we can skip all the battles that are unimportant and you could still track our Larvitar's progress. It's pretty interesting how they get you in an option of no choice here, where you have to raise a Larvitar. But it's interesting that way because it really kind of forces the player to forge a bond that otherwise might not have been there if they had just been choosing whatever Pokemon they thought would be the best advantage. Larvitar is what you got. You better learn how to fight with it in any means you can, in any match you can, for especially these early fights, because otherwise you're not going far in your journey. So here we see more of Volbeat, the 3rd gen textures as well, 3rd gen respriting colors, and that's right, we saw Shinx, so 4th gen and another 3rd gen here, Illumise. Very well done in the coloration, something that I said in my Crystal walkthrough that still reigns true, especially through Prism, and is definitely why I'm doing this ROM hack, is that I love the coloration and the basic sprite texture quality of the Pokemon from the 2nd generation. I don't know what it was about Gold, Silver, and Crystal, but the colors of that, somebody said it actually looked like the sprites were drenched in olive oil, and I could see that, but I do like that kind of appeal. The colors just seem very well saturated in my eye, but, it's all a personal preference thing. So that tunnel leads us to Region, but we need a Region pass to get to that region, so no go. But antidotes are good too. If we run into any poison types around here, which is very possible with the odd placement of Pokemon, and who's this guy? Sorry, there is criminal activity past this point, and I'm not allowed to let you through. Say what? You're Lance's kid? Impressive. My name's Bob. You don't know where you are? No, not particularly. You are in the region of Naljo. It was once a peaceful place, but crime rates and general grumpiness have been rising for some reason. So we're in the region of Naljo. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly, but that's awesome. You can already see that we're in one region, and yes, confirmed, when we get a region pass, a region pass, we can go to another region. And that's awesome. Dropping the name Lance gets you around these towns. I guess that Lance's reputation precedes him in other regions as well. I don't know who's the Elite Four members here, but check this out, guys. The full map of Pokemon Prism. And you could see that the developers here have gotten this map all custom, and it's all an exclusive region that we've never seen before. It's not based off of anything to my knowledge. So, with that, we can continue on north. More custom backgrounds, and it's pretty interesting to say. A reason that I have such a liking towards ROM hacks and hacking in general and editing your own content is because when I was younger, and I didn't know anything about programming games. I've got a bit more of an idea about it now, and I have more connections that I could actually find people to program games with. But back then, I used to be as much, if not more, of a Pokemon fanatic as I am today. And so what I would do in class is I would often, during free time, draw out in notebooks different levels. And it wouldn't just stop at drawing Pokemon levels. I mean, I would have notebooks full of different maps to different areas that I had mapped out, just like this person here has done in actual bit form. So, look at that. We have cutting mechanics, and also, I didn't show that off before, I don't think, but we can run in this game by holding B. Running wasn't introduced till the 3rd gen, and they threw it in this one as a sped-up means of travel, and it's very cool. So that's a big reason I love ROM hacks, is I've been kind of ROM hacking my whole life. You know, when it comes to Pokemon, yes, and also Mario levels, too. I used to take from my instruction manuals that I would get from Mario games, because I figured those were scrappable enough where it didn't matter if I destroyed the instruction manual. And I would cut out the different characters and set them along a level in my paper world. So it was literal Paper Mario with cut-out characters and drawn-out spots and levels, and it was fun times. I still have some of those books, too, now that I think about it. And this is our rival here. A lot more crass than Pokemon rivals of the past, wouldn't you say? Another humorous benefit to ROM hacks. They usually have a roaring storyline, so long as they're programmed well. I said that in the last episode I went through many ROM hacks to decide which one to bring to you guys on the LP table. But it was many because there was a lot that were programmed purely poorly. And you'd run into things like one of the second leaders, or the sage that was in the Bellsprout Tower, for example. His final Pokemon was a Celebi at level 50, and you had to somehow find a way to defeat him. And overall, the design flow was not good. It looked as though the levels were designed haphazardly, like there was no forward movement to the design. Should have cut you all up. And, wow, I gotta say, first time in a long time that our rival here has matched, his dialogue has matched his sprite, in my opinion. Threatening to cut us up all good. Oh God, what have I done to deserve this? Well, thank you for trying. Not really, I guess. I don't know. You kinda sucked. Did you get his name? Okay, now, at this point, guys, you're going to see a continuity break. I'm going to name him... I forget what I name him. I think I name him A-Hole. Maybe. I don't know if I decide to name him that, or I decide not to, but... Actually, what happened to the footage that you're watching now that I'm post-commentating over, it was lost. And, yes, I don't actually decide to keep it that. And, so that footage was lost, and I had to re-record up to the spot that I was at. And see, I gave him a stupid name, Raider. You know, that was because I didn't know what to call him at the time. But I redid the recording and got back to that point, but I did it so on Livecast. And what you people on Livecast suggested was that I name my rival's name Matt. And I highly agree with that, so there we go. His name is Matt. Not really Raider, but the next time you see him, I think the next time you'll see him, yes, he will be Raider still, but the time after that, he will be called Matt. I mean, it is only fitting. He's named his rival in Pokemon Red version, Dio Gen Z, so why not have him be a ROM hack rival? Seems logical to me. So now we've got to head back. I don't think we can do anything in this cave, really. Yeah, you need a rejoin pass. But we'll run to the end of it just to see what they say. If they actually have somebody blocking the way, or if this is just a seemingly endless puzzle. Oh, see, now this is something that's pretty cool in Prism version. This element of wall climbing and side-scrolling, actually. So you can't walk up or down. You can only walk side to side and up ladders and down ladders. So That's a new element that Pokemon Prism has implemented that I've never seen in any main RPG series of Pokemon ever before. But it has some kind of reminiscence of Link's Awakening, where it switches from your traditional Zelda overworld dungeon crawler to sort of a semi-platformer, especially when Link has his jumping boots. And he can stomp out the Goombas and jump over piranha plants, but that's how I kind of feel they implemented this mechanic, similar to Link's Awakening. And it works really well. We're going to encounter it many more times in this game. I'll point it out, and I will rejoice every time. So we're going to make our way back to Caper City, where Professor Ilk is. Maybe he's got more information on this new rival of ours, Raider, who we know in our heads is Matt. And that's the guy who really likes himself. Forgot for a second there. Who are you? I really like myself. Okay, now we know. I think it's cool how the ROM hack for a 2nd gen title tries to add in snow. Obviously, since there's 4th gen Pokemon here, there was such a thing as snow during the time of its creation. I mean, this was created 2010. This is 2010 beta, which also brings me to wonder if, since it's beta, it actually finishes. But let me see them Pokemons you used for victory, please. I love this guy. Professor Ilk, one of my favorite professors ever. It's my Larvitar! Likes you better than me for some reason. So, like, take it with ya, I guess. I love this dialogue. That's the best stuff. You're never going to see this in a main franchise Pokemon series. It just... Where I was talking about in one of my Rumble videos how Pokemon being a kid's game can sometimes impede the storyline, the ROM hacks, they fix that impediment big time. And they just throw in all kinds of crazy dialogue that's both violent, sexual, and humorous. And also completely leet and meme-tastic. So, I love ROM hacks, if you haven't gotten that by now. And this project, overall, I haven't mentioned the upload rates of it, but it's going to go up as sort of a background upload, but still pretty frequent. I want to focus more on Crystal walkthrough than I do this one before I get going full steam ahead on this journey, because I don't know how long it is, truthfully. Never finished it. And so it's kind of a blind run for me. And, you know, it'll be in the background, but still uploaded often. So I will see you guys in the next episode when we head on to the east, in which we further our Pokemon Prism journeys, and I'll see you then.